Still recording videos. I think I have a lot of energy today, even though I ran a bit more than 5 miles. Here's my, here's my taro sweatshirt because it is freezing cold. Hello. And we got the cat out of here. So I wanted to show another deck. This arrived today. It kind of disappeared there for a while and then it reappeared and now it's just here. That tracking thing is useless, especially from Australia. I think Katie, that's her name, Katie Flowers showed this, which makes sense. I think she's in Australia. But before I start showing the deck, I wanted to show, if I can pull it off, I wanted to show bottle that's on the stand there. I rigged up this stand. I'm gonna try, 2 cards at a time kind of thing, see how much this speeds things up. But in this bottle is a mixture of purple ink and the Blue Ghost ink from Noodlers that glows when put near UV or black light. Well, some black lights, especially this one here. This is a good one. See it glow there? And I'll come around. And this is the actual ink, what it looks like before. It's just a clear looking thing. But look what happens when it gets near that. Yoo-hoo. I'm planning on doing some doodling with it. There it is in a dark blue bottle, but look what happens. Glows. It probably won't show up, but there's some on the dragon there. Nah, it won't show up. It has to be pretty close, I guess. So let's turn that off and the bright light back on so you can see the card better. And zoom in to get me out of it. Here comes the bright light. Takes the camera a little bit to adjust. It's going to be kind of crooked because of what I'm using here. But this is the Watersprite tarot, and we'll get into the box and stuff here in a second. I think that's pretty good right there. Sorry, it's cold and windy out there, so it's probably affecting my voice, throat, whatever. But first, what did I want to say? Oh, I wanted to say something about this candy. I wish they would not make this time of year. They're so addictive. I can't stop eating them, even though I'm not supposed to have any sugar. Well, not a lot of sugar. So I guess that's not a lot. I'll convince myself of that. But anyway, this is the Watersprite Tarot by A. Muir McDonald. Yeah. I wonder if that'll sit there. Maybe not. I forgot my candle, but that's okay. It's got a note that she wrote inside the box to me, which is kind of cool with a little doodle. That's pretty cool, right? Also, I got the book, which got some award for some reason. I don't know. It's a pretty big book, actually, compared to the... It got some damage because the box was pretty much shredded. But there was a bag around the box, and that was cut open too. But, I mean, the cards are okay because they were in their separate box. But that's the book, if that's can show up there at all. Watersprite Tarot. That's the symbol and stuff that's on the book. It's a pretty big book, actually. It's 110 pages, I think, about. I'll show the note. She also put a note in the front cover. And with the doodle of a cat down there. See the cat? Ugh, I can't get it. There we go. Some of it I can't read, some of it I can. But I think this is a picture of her. So I'll show that about the author. There we go. I'm whacking every bulb I can, apparently. Has a table of contents, and in that table of contents, it has page numbers. I have no idea what the blank card is, but as you'll see, it's not very blank, which is kind of confusing. But if we go to page 54, let's make sure that that's what's there. Because sometimes these things are off even when they include them. Nope, there it is. And it just shows the planets in our solar system, or the ones she thinks are in our solar system, I guess. It's kind of got the orbits off a little bit, but that's okay. I get the idea. Earth is the center from our viewpoint, I guess. But what is cool is at the back there's a Celtic cross spread, which ain't so cool because we all know that one. It does have, what is cool, on page 109, a list of archetypes of the major arcana. And it has, you know, the Rider-Waite Smith, or what do you call it, the Golden Dawn version, you know, Fool, Magician, High Priestess, blah, blah, blah. And then it has something called the Standard. And there, the Fool is the Divine Child. The Magician is the High Achiever. So that's interesting. And then it also has the Jungian, as in Carl Gustav Jung. And there, for the Fool, it's the Wanderer. And then for the Magician, it's the Trickster or the Shaman. The Virgin, Anime, Animus, Wise Old Man, Soul, Warrior, Justice, Wise Old Man. Isn't that 2 wise old men? The Hermit and the Hierophant are both wise old men. Fate and Destiny, Goodness, Endurance, Sacrifice, Endurance. 2 endurances, Rebirth, Union of Opposites. That's interesting. So I'll try to show that. It probably won't work. It's not working out. Too many things in the way. But there's the page with the list of archetypes. And here comes the reason I could kiss her. Okay, maybe I should stick with hugging. But there are 2 indexes. An index in a guidebook. Go figure. Isn't that something else? One of them is just a list of cards. So you could go, you know, find the card real quick. And the other one is just certain words being indexed, you know, like an index. Isn't that something? Yep. Kisser, hugger, whatever. Written and illustrated by A. Muir McDonald. That's cool. It's an odd kind of book, and it's kind of peely. Like I said, it's experienced some damage there during shipping. But that's okay. It arrived. Kind of surprised that happened. But hey. So now we're finally going to get to show them. After that long delay in opening. But that's okay. You've been staring at. I got to get them. Do a little prep work here. I didn't do my work ahead of time. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of prep work. How's that? And then we'll see how this goes. What you're looking at right there right now is the Fool card. So I'm going to swing you around and let you look at the Magician. We'll see how this works. Oh yeah. That worked pretty good. So now I can get the next card ready. But before I do that, and before I forget, that Magician kind of looks like the brother of Khaleesi in Game of Thrones. Or have I been watching too much Game of Thrones? Look on the back. Seahorses. Now this does have a beach, kind of ocean, which I guess makes sense for Australia. You're on the outside of Australia. That's the backs. And that thing that's going to come is the pin holder with ink, which will evaporate, of course. And there in the background holding the front cards right here is the dragon. He won't glow like he would if it's darker in here. But there we're looking at the High Priestess. That works pretty good. I might keep this idea for the few remaining decks I have. I don't know. This double-sided sticky tape has a mind of its own. I swear. So here comes the Empress. Look at that. I like this approach. It could be zoomed in a little bit, but that's okay. Up next is the Emperor. So this way you never really have to stare at a blank area or me manipulating cards. You got some things to look at. And this is a, what do you call it, mortar pestle. This is the mortar back here. It has 2 crescent moons and a moon in the middle, so I don't know what you call that. I do, but I won't say. The Hierophant. There should be a little mystery in every video, right? Here come the Lovers. This works pretty good. The plastic boxes on the bottom, by the way, are extra boxes I bought from drive-through cards. I always want to say playing cards, which is all their cards are about that size. Not all of them, but most of them. These are shiny if that's showing up. I kind of don't like that, but that's okay. And boy, did they round these corners. Look at how round they are. But that's what the clear boxes are. They're just extra boxes I bought. There's this size and then double that size in terms of thickness. Here comes the Chariot. This would have been better with the candle and the dragon, but I forgot. And up next is Justice. I wonder if that noise shows up. It would if you pushed the microphone away from your mouth. And I do like this Hermit card, and it has a good explanation. Maybe I should show that while I'm thinking of it before the Hermit comes around. Let's use the table of contents and look up the Hermit. Hermit, page 28. Bam! You're there. It's got a whole page. On the left side, it's got the picture. I estimated it to be 1.5 times the size of the card, as I'll show you here in a second, if I can without knocking stuff off. See, it's a pretty big image you get. And then over there's an entire page of meaning and whatever. It's got symbolism, the story of the Hermit, the meaning, and the reversed. That's a nice card. It's got a little something on his robe I didn't notice before. And that's not a 5-pointed star, that's a 6-pointed star. Says it symbolizes the spiritual illumination acquired by the Hermit. Ruled by Virgo. So this deck's trying to smoosh a lot of things into one, which is okay. Some people like to do that, I think. Whoops. I've fallen out here. I gotta get the Wheel of Fortune ready for the wheel. Here comes the Wheel of Fortune. Up next is Strength. At least she's not wrestling. Some of the people have an odd look, but then again, if I was drawing without a reference, most of the people I draw would have an odd look. Here comes the Hanged Man. I kind of like this Lazy Susan. I guess they shouldn't say Susan anymore. I don't know what it is. It's a roundabout. Used to it be in the middle of the table. You could put pepper and herbs and whatever on there, and then swoosh it around, mustard, whatever. Ooh, the death card's got some bleeding going on. He's been hacking up some people. And some body parts on the ground there. And I'm not sure what that glow is off in the distance. I guess that's the setting sun. Here comes Temperance. Woo. How'd that get off like that? Oh, you put the card crooked. Sorry about that. There's Temperance. Ooh. Typical devil. Except there's a couple snakes in there. This tape idea is not working out. I don't get why you're not working. I don't get that. It's not like I'm using the tape. It's just there. There's the devil. I'm going by how it looks on the screen instead of how it looks in person. In person, that looks crooked. But on the screen, that looks straight. Tower. I like the tower. That's a nice tower. As towers go. Star. Well, at least they're not realistically nude. You're just determined to not cooperate. I don't get it. One piece of tape. It's always one. There's star. The moon's kind of nice. I would not have included those droplets, but I kind of get that. It's time for nude babies on a horse. It's the sun. I'm letting it go for a little bit so it picks it up. I don't think it's picking it up instantly because I'm changing the focus. Here comes Judgment. Well, I'm not. It is. It's got a mind of its own. Here comes the World. Come on, tape. You just got to make it through this deck and then I'll figure something else out. Comes the World. She does look a bit like Star, but otherwise it's pretty typical. These are kind of thick. Not sure about shuffling with those super roundy corners. Haven't tried that yet. Like I said, it just arrived today unexpectedly. Unexpectedly because the tracking was like 0. So I need to email her and say it did arrive. Because I had kind of said, where the heck is it? As I've said to many people for many decks. And the court cards are kind of all lumped together. So here comes the Page of Cups. Not the usual thing. Here comes the Knight of Cups. Here comes the Queen of Cups. I think the only way I haven't shown the cards yet is like a lot of people do, where they just have their face and then the card right beside their face. I think otherwise I've come up with every imaginable way of showing the cards. Almost. Yeah, I did it on the roof. I've done it in a cave. I did it by the river. I've done it on a swinging bridge at the river. So I've run out of unique ways to present cards. As the King of Cups. Here comes the Page of Swords. This might actually be longer than usual. That's because you babbled too much. Here comes the Knight of Swords. Here comes the Queen of Swords. comes the King of Swords. I'm trying to see if you ever see the back. Kind of off to the side. Yeah, a little bit. And some reflection in there. That's the King. Here's the Page of Pentacles. If that's straight enough. I think it is. Here's the Knight of Pentacles. Comes the Queen of Pentacles. Since I'm not babbling about anything, I can recommend a movie we watched the other night called The Lady in Water. The Lady of the Water. It's Lady in Water, and it's by M. Night Shyamalan. The director, anyway, is. He's also a big actor in this one. Who would name a kid Knight? I just don't get that. But his movies are kind of unique. I also watched The Village. That was okay. Kind of saw that coming. But The Lady in the Water, the cool part, if you're into, reading things. Did I do this already? No, that's the King of Pentacles. There's a kid in there who's trying to figure out what's going on with this person in the movie, but he sees cereal boxes as oracles. The images on cereal boxes. He's able to divine the future based on the images on his cereal boxes. I didn't see that coming. Here comes the Page of Wands. Oops. The Knight of Wands. So it's not a highly rated movie, I don't think, but it was okay. It's got Paul Giamatti in it, the guy with the strange eyeballs, unique voice. The Queen of Wands. We enjoyed it for, what was it, $3 on Amazon. The Knight of Wands. Is that right? No, the King of Wands. How can it be the Knight of Wands? Okay, now they come back to being in order, I think. The Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Ooh, I like the stained glass. Four of Pentacles. Oh, that's a nice one. The Three of Pentacles. And somebody painting. The Five of Pentacles. Nice stained glass there too. That piece of tape is annoying me. I guess that's stained glass too with the roses. That's nice. Six of Pentacles. Oops. That's the Six of Pentacles. There's a Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Some sculpturing on a checkerboard, chessboard-like floor. Huh. Nine of Pentacles. There's the Ten of Pentacles. More checkerboard floor action. Here comes the Ace of Cups. That's a fancy cup. Not sure about those babies up there, cherubs. Here comes the Two of Cups. Gonna be a lot of cherubs in here. Little pudgy-legged women. Three of Cups. It's perspective, I'm sure. It's perspective. Yeah, that's what it is. Wow, those colors really popped off when it took that turn there. Pink, blue, green. Four of Cups. I like this card. Five of Cups. Really like that card. I really, really do. Look at that. Six of Cups. I guess that's a graveyard. Didn't see that coming. Not exactly. The Seven of Cups has a cat and various other critters. Fantasy critters. Eight of Cups. Now that's strange. That looks like an Appaloosa horse and a native. I'm not sure that's fitting in with the theme there, but that's okay. Eight of Cups. It's nicely done. The Nine of Cups looks like koi fish and a well. That's nice. Not sure I would have put those two things like that. Ten of Cups. Happy little family on the beach. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Ace of Swords. Let's look at that. The typical. Two of Swords, yet no swords. That's an interesting approach, unless I'm missing them somewhere. I can like that. Two of Swords. Looks nice over there. Three of Swords, who doesn't like a raven or crow, and at night, and a broken heart. Ooh. Four of Swords, a frog, toad, some cranes, swan, crane. I'm going to go with crane. Five of Swords. That dude looks all tired. Six of Swords. I like that card. It's very nice. Seven of Swords. That's interesting. He's holding a persona, a mask. Eight of Swords. Pigeons and some other kind of bird I can't identify. Could be crow, raven, but I don't think so. Maybe. Nine of Swords. I like that card. Ten of Swords, but only one sword. But that sky is nice. Ace of Wands, and boy howdy is that a wand. Can you say, look at those colors from over here. Wow. Two of Wands, looks like he's holding the world. Here comes the Three of Wands, got that Columbus-like look going. Maybe not though. Four of Wands. Not going to be one of my favorite Four of Wands. That's for sure. The sky is nice though. 5 of Wands again. It's a reference, kind of appropriate because it looks like polo. Kind of possibly where Wands came from, or a game like polo. Six of Wands. Not sure about that dude or dudette. Seven of Wands. Definitely a dudette. Eight of Wands. Ooh, dudette, half horse. That's different. Boy, seems like the wands went off somewhere. Nine of Wands. Let's see what the background looks like. Ooh. Nice blues and yellows and light blues. And last but not least, the Ten of Wands. Now, let's see if we can get at least get the box cover in there so I can zoom in on it here at the end and make a thumbnail from it. But that was quick, hopefully. Look at the Watersprite tarot. Very nice. All the way from Australia. So while I'm back here, I'll say peace